Fear does not show up looking like fear. It shows up as an excuse, a perfectly reasonable one. I journaled for a year with one intention, to share what I was uncovering, and I shared none of it. I'm Max. This is the Max Code on the Self Unlock. Let's get into it. Today we are going into the fear behind your limitations, what it really is, how to find it, and what becomes possible when you finally unmask it. For a year, I had excuses, and good ones. The sound wasn't right. The background wasn't enough. The editing wasn't ready. And not one of them was the real reason. Until one day I got honest with myself and asked a simple question. What are you actually afraid of? It was the same list, same excuses, the sound, the background, the editing. So I dug deeper. I asked, if all of those things were exactly to your standard, if the sound was perfect, if the background was perfect, if the editing was flawless, how would you feel about sharing? And the resistance was still there, which meant the excuses were never the real issue. My presentation was never the real issue. None of it was real. It was just a mask. But what was underneath? That was what I was really running from. So I kept digging. I asked, if you released a perfect video, what is the worst case scenario? And the floodgates opened. What if my story gets judged? What if my views get ridiculed? What if I can't articulate myself in a way that people understand? What if I sound stupid? So I flipped it. I asked, what if the opposite happens? And what happened next stopped me completely. Something I was not prepared for. Everything went still. And something hit me. I had never once imagined what happens if it actually works. And that is when it all unlocked. I've been crippling my own progress with a story I created entirely within myself. The Boogeyman was never out there. It was in here. I let fear cripple me instead of letting my intentions move me. Perfectionism was the mask my fear of failure wore, and I believed it. My fear was specific. You see, in my craft and in my work, I am not just confident, I can execute. But this was new and unfamiliar, and I could not guarantee the outcome. And this is what the Boogeyman was shielding me from. And here's what I know now. The fear was never the problem. The mask was. The moment I called it by its real name, fear of failure, not perfectionism, not bad timing, something unlocked. And the Boogeyman lost its power over my next move. And here's the truth. I was insecure about how I got my insight because it came through imperfect situations, through seasons I am not proud of, through lived experience that were messy and complicated and not the kind of origin story that feels clean enough to put on camera. But here is the spiritual truth that unlocked me. Nothing catches God by surprise. You see, this was my story, mess included. And every part of it, even the parts I was ashamed of, produced the understanding that I carry now. The mess was not the disqualification. It was the curriculum. But my biggest why, my kids. We never know how long we have on this earth, and there will be moments I cannot be there. But this, showing up, being honest, sharing what I have lived, this is a body of work they can come back to, something that shows them that their father did the work for himself and for them. They will see the journey, track the progress, and know that their father chose to become someone worth following. This why was bigger than my fear. So I hit record, not because the fear disappeared, but because what was on the other side of it mattered so much more. Your Boogeyman is not a monster. It is a mask, a convincing one, but underneath it is just information. And that information is yours to use. So pull the mask off. Look at what is actually there. Call it by its name. Then ask, is my why bigger than the fear? Because when it is, everything unlocks. I sat on this for a year, not because I wasn't ready, because I let fear wear a mask I never thought to pull off. Your story, messy and imperfect as it is exactly what someone needs to hear. But here is why I didn't tell you. There is one more step after you unmask the fear. Most people skip it because it is the most uncomfortable part and the most necessary. Click this video and let's talk about it. I'll see you there. Max out.